Hi folks, thanks for your company again. And today I'm going to kick off with a bit of raw sienna, bit of light red in there as well. This is burnt umber and light red back into the raw sienna. Push that in from either side. And then a bit of blue in there as well. And I'm just going to stick to these four colours. Try and get something atmospheric going. Close up that gap a little bit. Bit more water, just drying a little bit on the brush. Brown, red. Bit of blue in there. More red. Right, so that's the sort of main backdrop to the whole thing. So next, I'm mixing all those together, but I want a nice dark mix, and these are going to be the trees on the horizon line. I'm going to start, stick it a little bit, let's go about there. I was going to have it higher, but I'm going to come down now for the horizon. I'll tell you what I'm going to do first though, is maybe just lighten that a little bit. Just so it shows up a little bit better. Just looking for slightly better contrast because that was a bit samey, and that's going to just tail off a little bit as it goes off into the distance. There's just something there you'll be able to see behind these trees that are going to go. I'm going to start off with a bright red. Bit of burnt umber. You ain't going to see much of that through the trees, are you? Start a few trunks off with my finger. Paint over some of that. And then whack a few more in with the brush. This is number 3 rig, and I'm going light red and ultramarine. I have to be a bit darker. I'll need to dry a bit before that shows up on there, I think. It's very, very faint at the moment. So just get back to a lighter colour. I'm pushing some light red raw sienna in there. And also I'm going to put some there like that. And then I'm going to use a bit of water just to try and blend that in a little bit. Maybe even blend it in up here. In a minute I'm going to, later I'll try and make it like a rising sun or something there. Push this over there like that. I'm looking for this river, I'm just trying to define the edges of it. I might pop that in when it's dry because it's just a little bit wet, it's not going to show up very well at the moment. this tree line again because I wet it all when I was trying to blend it all in. Let's try and define where this river's going to go first. I'm going to take this all the way up to there. In the brush. Bit of brown, bit of ultramarine. Just want to cover some of that over. This is burnt umber, ultramarine. Just trying to define the edges of this river a little bit better. Get that in there now. Just dry it a little bit more so I can pop that in there. Again, just to scrape a few trunks in. Any I'm not happy with, I'll just paint straight over them. Same on that side as well. Again, define these edges a little bit better. Darks and things there. Just lighten that a little bit more. Right, now the paper's stretched a little bit, so I'm just going to pull it flat against the board and see what else I've got to do. See if I can get some of those tree trunks in with the rigger brush. I'm just going brown, blue. Put some of these in. And I'll do a bit of brown, bit of blue like that. Bit of red in there as well, I think. Bit of red over there as well. Mix a bit of burnt ultramarine into it. Get that in a bit darker. Bit of red down there. Didn't mean to do that. I might try this flat brush, just try and get some sharper edges. I can't quite get the river to look how I want it to look. I'm just going to go a bit of brown, bit of blue. And then see if this looks any better. Bit more water. Something like that. Bring some of that down there like that. What I might do is just try and flick a few reeds up like that. Pull down a few reflections at the same time. Flick a few more up like that. Something growing up there, I think. Something in the shadows, just like another layer. I'm just mixing brown and blue, and these are just like bits of grass just growing in there, just shadowy grass. Just putting them in the light bit so that they show up, like just pop a few there like that. I don't think that white thing looks right. I'm just going to paint over most of it, I think. Like that. A few darks at the base of the trees. Quite flat. Let's just see what it looks like. I'm going to try and paint in like a sun, but first of all I've got to make sure it's flat against, not flat against the board, dry. Give me a sec. So if I put the hike away now, I think I'll finish with the hike. I'm just going to take the number 3 rigger, find a bit of clean tissue paper on here. Let's give that a little swirl in the water, take the excess water off. I'm gonna impression like a little rising sun, yeah, like a little rising sun. Maybe just a little bit more light down here. Just removing the paint with a damp brush. Just give the impression of just light catching on there. Do I need anything else? Maybe just a touch darker those trees on the left. Just giving brown and blue. Bit of red in there as well, I think. Right, I think I'm virtually there now. I don't think I'm going to do any more now. All I'm going to do is sign it and be done with it. Let's just stick my name down there, and then let's just put a mount on that and see what it looks like. So there's our finished painting, all mounted up. So if we have a closer look at it, so set the tone for the rest of the paint with the sky. We just use the four colours. We've got raw sienna, light red, and ultramarine. No, I didn't use the burnt umber in the sky, just the three. And then put a little bit of raw sienna, light red there, because I knew that's where I wanted I was going to take out the sun, try and give it that sort of glow. What did I do? I think I did these background trees next, didn't I? I mean, you can't see, you can just see. So I've done these in two different stages. You can see behind the front ones was the first light, the sort of light in tone. They were nowhere near strong enough. So I've painted the strong. Basically, the paper was too wet originally. You can just so you can see there, like the very, very faint ones. Then I put these stronger ones in as the paper dried. Very dark mix. That'll be sort of burnt umber and ultramarine to get an almost black look. And then sort of brushed on some of this light red, burnt umber, ultramarine sort of mix. And then got lots of darks there in the undergrowth, under the trees. And then just try to see that little bit of light here, just that little bit of contrast. Just try and get the layers in, all the variation. Again, did this like in two stages because it wasn't strong enough. You can just see the lighter tone there in the background was the original one. And then I had to wait for it to dry and then put it on again. You can see like with the sun there, you get a great, much bigger contrast. I think one of the biggest problems when I was starting, like everyone else, was the mixes are just too weak. It's much easier to get stronger colours and tones in acrylics and oils. Getting it watercolour takes a bit of practice. Generally takes about 2 or 3 different washes. But just stick with it and you'll get there eventually. Again, this is all about contrast. We've got the darks here, then we've got the lights, then we've got a few more darks. Just flicked up the little flat brush you can see there, just to get that sort of silhouetted bits of grasses. especially there. Look, see that nice bit of contrast there with the dull light in the background, and then the water's just flowed all the way through. All I've done is just take the paint. I've just kept it fairly white. Haven't done anything to the water whatsoever. I think I tended to overcomplicate it. I'll just keep it as simple as I possibly can. So that's it for this one. Thanks as always for your support. I hope you enjoyed that. Remember, if you have a go at it or any other paintings, post them on the community page so we can all see what you're up to. So keep practicing, and I'll see you again soon.